Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Maurice, and if you've been following closely for the last few weeks, we've been talking about micro four thirds photography. We've been talking about gas. If you checked out my last video, that's gear acquisition syndrome. And I'm actually working on a couple of videos that will be coming up soon, so stay tuned. But I wanted to make this video because this, what I hold in my hand here, it's this thing called Gridfinity. Yeah, and it's maybe this is not so much a photography topic, this thing, but please bear with me because I think every photographer or every creative person, every content creator really, it comes a time when you start doing this. If you're anything like me and you have some kind of desk setup, computer setup, you know, or you try to have gear and or some kind of organization, and that quickly goes out the window because life happens, you get busy, and you begin to get clutter. I don't know if you can see right here. This is just a little bit of my clutter that I have here on this desk. It's like a microphone and paper and all kinds of stuff. I have papers on the floor. It's quickly becoming a little crazy. So I don't know if you can hear this, but I don't know if you can pick it up, but I have my 3D printer running over there. And one thing that I've been curious about is there's this 3D printing thing that somebody online created called Gridfinity. And it's basically this. It's these plates that have these little grids on them, and you can print all kinds of, you know, bigger or smaller. And the point is that these things are kind of like inserts that you put in your drawers or on your desk. Basically, you 3D print any little object. Like this is like a little container that I 3D printed that is just like anyway, any little container like this. On the bottom are these little grids that fit perfectly onto this surface. Now, this one is actually a specific one that I mistakenly printed. They don't really go with a lot of these because they have this little stud in the middle, almost like a Lego brick. But the idea is that you basically just stack this stuff. And here, this is one that I 3D printed. This is a kind of a 3D printed, you know, again, Gridfinity. It has a thing on the back. And this one, it's kind of cool. I don't know if you can see that. I have my Hollyland Lark M2s, and this guy fits right in there like that. And then, you know, these are the little connectors for your phone. Excuse me, and those fit right in there. And there's like little pockets for the cable and stuff. Now, and then this thing, you can basically like, if you have it in a drawer or something, you know, they kind of sit there, so nothing is rattling. Everything is kind of organized. But here's another one actually that I 3D printed for my my Rode Wireless Go 2s. This holds the three receivers in there. I don't know how good this one is though, but once I have, yeah, I guess that works. So anyway, you put all that stuff on there. So, but anyway, I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to move this out of the way because I found somebody on Maker World. I've been playing around with our 3D printer. This is the Bambu Labs A1. Anybody that asks me, I'm not an expert, but I did a lot of research before we bought this last summer. And I have a video of our unboxing, by the way, you can check out. And we've had a lot of fun printing all kinds of stuff, like from Star Wars props to helmets to Spider-Man and Deadpool helmets to Clone Trooper helmets, all kinds of stuff. We've been 3D printing on there. My boys 3D printing little toys and figures and all kinds of stuff. And a lot of really cool little gadgets like phone holders and anything that you can think of. There's a website called Maker World, but there's other websites called like Thingiverse and so many others, printables. But Maker World is the one that kind of is associated with the Bambu Labs 3D printer. We have the A1, which is kind of like they're kind of like their baseline entry level 3D printer. It's not enclosed. And for the most part, it's been great. I have no complaints. Anyone that asks me, you know, what kind of 3D printer should I get? You know, I tell them, listen, I'm not an expert, but I feel like Bambu Labs is like, and they're not paying me to say this, by the way. They're not sponsoring this video, although if Bambu Labs, if you're watching this and you want to send me a 3D printer, That would be great. I consider them, they're like the Mac of 3D printers. Like they just right out of the box, they work. The software is intuitive. There's tons of reviews online. I even did a short review when I did our unboxing, so you can check that out. But that's the point, is not the printer. The point is, what can you print on the printer? And so I found all these cool files. This is one that has like the little grids on the bottom. And here I can put like all my SD cards, USB sticks, little mini SD cards, and like all these little USB adapters right on there. This behemoth piece that took quite a few hours to print, but this is awesome. Like, look at that. And then what I'm actually printing right now is a drawer that fits into this guy right here. It fits into, it's a drawer that fits in here, but this itself, well, can fit onto a plate, but it itself can sit on the desk, and it has the grid on top. So now, you know, I can take this and like plop that right there, and I can kind of make my own, you know, you can kind of make your own little setup. Like you can just start, you know, just start piling stuff on there. You know, I can, you know, grab this guy, and there you go. Now I have like this kind of like organized system. And so I just wanted to share this with you, because if you have a 3D printer and you have a desk or some area where you work, this is a great way to kind of get organized and get your desk kind of decluttered, because I know I need it. And it works as far as like, you know, now, you know, having my microphones, which by the way, I've been using these when I'm not using this, which is in here is the Rode Wireless Go. When I'm not using this, I'm using these, and the sound quality is amazing. The last couple of videos, if you notice, I had the little micro right on here magnetized to my shirt. They work great. If you're in the market for a wireless microphone for any reason, I can recommend these two, the Rode Wireless Go and the Hollyland. I'll link them below. They've been great. No complaints. This Rode one also records internally. So in case something happens to the receiver on the camera, I have an internal recording that I can use as a backup. The Hollyland doesn't, but the Hollyland does come with all these little adapters, so you can connect them to your phone. Anyway, I just wanted to make this quick video just to kind of rave about this system that I think is amazing. This Gridfinity system. If you have a 3D printer, or if you just got a 3D printer and you're curious and you're wondering like, oh, what should I 3D print first? Consider this Gridfinity system. I mean, you can go on any 3D printing file website like Thingiverse or Printables or MakerWorld. Just type in Gridfinity and you'll be amazed at the amount of things that are compatible with Gridfinity. You know what? I'm going to go get it real quick. This was actually the first Gridfinity thing that I 3D printed, and it took a long time, this entire drawer. My wife has one of those big label makers, and I printed this so that she can store the label maker in there, and you could even store like the little extra like rolls of the labels. And it's a Gridfinity thing. Like this thing, you know, you got one of those, and you know, now you can put this in a drawer and this sits nice and snug. She unfortunately doesn't use the 3D printer the label maker that often. And she didn't really care much for this, but yeah, it's not for everyone. That proves that not for everyone. But I really am digging this. My goal is to kind of have this part of my desk over here, you know, have it organized with little drawers and all kinds of, and I'll do a screen capture so you can see what I'm talking about, what I'm looking to do. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to share that real quick. This is really cool. It has nothing to do with photography or faith or family or photos. But organization, I think, is key when it comes to your gear and the things that you have. Because sometimes, like if you don't have a nice visual like inventory of the stuff that you have, it's easy to take for granted what you have. And I said in the last video about contentment. If you haven't checked out that video, please check it out. I'll link it below. That Sheryl Crow quote, which is, it's not about what you want, it's wanting what you got. And a good way of wanting what you got is if you can see what you got and you can like have some kind of organizational system, or see things organized, see things and have easy access to them. And I'm like thinking long term, like in the future, man, I'm going to be 3D printing all kinds of stuff to just like keep everything organized and in drawers. And have you played around? If you have a 3D printer, what 3D printer do you have? I'm curious because I feel like we're almost outgrowing this printer, and I would love to have a bigger printer, or just a second printer just so that it's easier to print multiple things, because they do take a while to print. But let me know what you have in the comments below if you're in the world of 3D printing. And if you've tried this Gridfinity stuff, what have you printed? What's your go-to like stuff that you've found? Some of these things, I mean, I don't even know what I'm gonna put in this container, but I'm gonna find stuff. Maybe like some like USB cables I can like twirl up and stick in there and easy access to them. This thing was really cool. Like I have a bunch of other USB sticks that I'm gonna fill because they're usually like just tossed somewhere. But again, having it visually there. So anyway, that's it for this video, guys. I just wanted to jump on here and share this. This is it's the little things that make you happy sometimes. And hope you enjoyed this quick video. Let's continue the conversation in the comments below. Thank you so much, everyone that has been just commenting, being part of this community and this channel, and it's growing. So I'm really excited about that. So thanks again for joining me here on this journey. I hope you continue along this ride with me. Like and subscribe, hit the bell so that you don't miss out when I put a new video up. And I will be doing live streams soon. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.